What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to Redemption with Jaden. This week we've got the first round of Lackey Grand Prix number 3, the Electric Bumblebee, as some have come to affectionately call it. We're starting out with something that, as you can see, is something that a few people in our Redemption community have kind of grown a love for recently, I guess. We're playing an Armor of God deck. It was something that I saw some people throwing it around, specifically like Archon and JK Pow, JK POW. Not sure if pronounces it all the way. You can let me know later. I'm sure you watch, or at least you're gonna watch this episode or this video. I don't know. Episode seems weird to say, but anyways, they were talking about it in Discord a while back, and I was like, you know what, I kind of want to try it out and give my own little spin on it, or kind of my interpretation of what I think could be competitive. I think that they've probably got some suggestions for me. I'm sure, having played the deck and done some of their own, fine tuning and everything, and so far, the game you're about to watch is the only game that I've played with the deck, so I'm excited to try it out a few more times, and do a little bit of refining here and there potentially. It was fun to play, and I think that there's certainly some room for improvement. Before I get into talking about the deck, kind of going over its main components and whatever, I do have a couple things that I want to share with you guys. Um, last it was last week, yeah, last week. I did a live stream with Luke, doing the finale for the Saga of Redemption, where we just kind of went all out with no bans, no erratas, no restrictive rules, just kind of playing the game how it initially worked, and just reading the abilities on the cards, doing what they said. And it was a lot of fun. That whole series was a lot of fun, kind of going back through different eras of Redemption and playing games with decks from 2004 and 5, and then playing decks from like 2014, and then decks from like 2019. Like, there was a lot there, and throughout that process, Luke had asked me, like, what some of my favorite classic cards were, and I kind of gave him a few, and like some different reasons and stuff, and of course, as a token of his appreciation, Luke had to make something really cool that he sent me that I was going to share on the live stream last week, but I just completely forgot, so I'm going to share it now. And I didn't ask Luke if I could do this, so hopefully that's cool with him, but I've got a few things that I want to share here. Let me make me a little bit bigger. Woo. All right. So Luke sent me some cards that he painted over. So this is the Greek Son of God. See if it'll focus on there. From I believe the Greek Son of God was in the E deck, and the Greek Angel of the Lord was from the F deck. So Luke basically made like full art versions of these by painting over it, and like they look really cool, and especially in the camera where trying to just get like the whole like broad look, they look like normal printed cards. So Luke did a sweet job with some of these. Covenant with Death is the next one. Is one of the cards that I appreciate. Or I liked the in classic. Like, I appreciated the role that it played. Of course, it was not super fun to play against if your deck was not like built for it, and so I think that that's kind of what made me like it, is that your deck kind of had to be built for it, and like it certainly played in a lot when it was played in games, I guess. Like the 2019 winning deck that I used in that video was built around Covenant with Death, and that's why the deck did very well. Of course, we got to get Samuel in there, who ended up getting himself banned by just being way too OP. Angel Under the Oak is the next one. Um, so yeah, very cool how he was able to go over like the special ability on the card just to make it like full uh, full art and not covered up by the text. So it's like just the verse. Zebulon was the next one that I was like, I really liked the flavor of Zebulon, like how you could build around him, and I'm really excited to play with the new nativity stuff that's coming out in GOC Phase 2, because that's going to kind of have some of the same elements where it's not just like go into battle, play something to remove the evil character and negates back and forth. Like there's more to it than just the uh, I don't know, battling aspect of like there's more to it than just the battle phase, but it incorporates the number of cards in your hand, and managing that and leveraging it. Having fewer cards in your hand to to your advantage, I guess, when usually that would be a disadvantage. So next card was Isaiah's Call. This wasn't one that I was particularly drawn to or anything, but or it wasn't one of the ones I mentioned when I was talking to Luke. At least I don't think so, but definitely a cool card, and had some meta implications. In Type 1 to some degree, and definitely at some points. Also in Type 2, there were a number of Isaiah decks that did very well. I remember in particular losing to Gabe when I think it was just a straight up Isaiah Assyrians deck, but it was just like once the new like Isaiah Angels, not the new ones, but like when I can't remember exactly when it was, but it was like basically where you could have 4 copies of Isaiah Angels. I think maybe one of them was changed to be generic or something like that. That wasn't before. And so you could have like 9 Isaiah Angels down at one point, and then play Covenant with Death, and just rescue with Isaiah and draw a whole bunch of cards, and keep on recycling like live coal and everything, like have those negates. So that was a really cool deck. That was before, it was definitely before like Nahum and the way that he worked with what's that one card? Protection of Jerusalem, where you discard your Assyrian in territory to discard their evil character in battle. But it was kind of the similar vibe, I guess. Who where it would utilize. I believe it was an Assyrian's defense as well. Last card that he sent was Worshipping Demons. I don't think this was one that I mentioned either, but I mean it's certainly in the line of classic cards that made a lot of made a game-changing impact, starting with Priests when we got Wonders Forgotten and Forgotten History. Actually, no, wait. Starting with Patriarchs, going all the way back to Gibtrick, Give Me Night Trickery, that was just it's just a 0/4, ends the battle as a stalemate, cannot be negated. It's worded a little bit differently. Give Me Night Trickery actually gives each other hero in battle a 0/4 increase, which was eventually ruled to be permanent. Initially it was not, but just the way that it was worded in kind of the old weird way, we were like, oh, this is actually a permanent increase. So it was always funny when you would attack with Angel Under the Oak, and then exchange for Gideon, who was protected from opponents, and they would block by playing Give Me Night Trickery, and then you wouldn't actually gain the 0/4 because Gideon was protected, but still in the battle in a stalemate. Then in Priests, we got Forgotten History and Wonders Forgotten, which were the kind of pale green and gold versions of Give Me That Trickery that ended the battle, and those ones also banished cards from your opponent's discard pile, and they cannot be negated. And so, especially in Type 2, those cards were all over the place. That Assyrian defense that Gabe was running there, and a lot of people were running at that point, especially in Type 2, was using 4 copies of Forgotten History, 5 copies when it first came out. And so with the play first weapons like 2,000 horses that were just interrupt the battle, draw 2 cards, play the next enhancement, you would just block with a whole bunch of evil characters, do some drawing, get some character abilities, and then end the whole thing with Forgotten History, and then just end the battle. And there was pretty much nothing you could do at that point, which is why cards like Goodness were made, where it was like, if opponent uses an evil end the battle ability, you can make them draw a card instead, or you will remain, which is if they use an evil end the battle ability, you can begin a new battle. So that's kind of where the popularity of those end the battle cards gave rise to those newer cards that really don't see a lot of use to combat end the battle stuff, because there's not as much end the battle in rotation now. I'm pretty sure it's just unsuccessful, and there's one other card, I think. Maybe not. I don't know. Leave it in the comments below. But yeah, Heavy Taxes was another one of those classic ones that came out with Worshipping Demons in Foof, Faith of Our Fathers. So that was very cool. I plan to use these in probably some casual classic decks. Of course, they are not tournament legal. Even if classic were tournament legal, like an official category, they wouldn't be. But I mean, even the Son of God and the Angel of the Lord, like, I could use these in a rotation deck, because they don't have the special abilities on there, so you can recognize what it is and just play it as the rotation version, as long as the person you are casually playing with, or people you are playing with, are okay with that. And I imagine most people will be. Not to be outdone at all, but I got something else that was very cool recently. So I mentioned, I guess, what's the best way to put this? So Gabe, let's just say this. Gabe sent me a playtest card, or kind of as, a thank you, I guess. So I wanted to share that with you guys as well, because it's kind of it's not a spoiler. You guys have already seen this card, but it is a little bit of a taste of what we'll see at Nationals. So this foil Star of Bethlehem playtest card, it says that in the bottom corner there, if you can read it. Also on the back of the card, it's not the actual redemption thing, but it says playtest card, so it's not the actual redemption card back. Definitely not legal in tournaments, but it is a real card, printed, presumably as kind of the test run for foil, the foil promos that will be coming at Nationals. So this will definitely be in some casual decks for nativity decks, because that's what the that's what Star of Bethlehem is going to be useful for. So I'm looking forward to saving that up and playing with it. Of course, like I said, only in casual, but I'm just looking forward to all of GSC in general, and having cards in the game that do kind of look like this, that are legal. So the national promos this year, I believe it's the top 3 placing promos will all be foil, and also the worker promo will be foil. Doesn't sound like the participation one will be, and doesn't sound like Foreign Wives will be. That's the side event promo, but I'm not the final judge on that or whatever. So don't let that. I could be wrong. Is all I'm saying. So, anyways, all that aside, lots of cool stuff. When people ask you for your address because you think they want to send you something cool, you should give it to them. If you think they're going to send you a bunch of spam, then probably don't. But Luke and Gabe, I trust them to send me cool stuff when they ask to do that, and so that's really awesome. I'm glad to be able to show off this stuff. I mean, especially the hard work and detail that Luke put into making those cards, and also the hard work that Gabe has been putting into not only grading cards and kind of managing the card creation and playtest team and everything he does with the Elder team and the artwork and all of that, all of the many hats that he wears, but now also kind of going into the printing process and connecting with Rob and also with the printing company to get these cool foil cards done. So hats off to Gabe for that. Anyways, what are we doing? Here's the deck. I suppose I should probably make myself smaller again so I'm not covering up all the actually interesting stuff. So pretty much standard Armor of God lineup here, where we have all of the Armor of God enhancements from Persecuted Church set, with the exception of Sword of the Spirit. I originally started with the Persecuted Church version of Sword of the Spirit, which places on a clay red or gold New Testament hero. It increases them XX, where X is the number of Armor of God enhancements, and if blocked, opponent must select X random cards from your hand, and you can play a selected enhancement. And that, I mean, it's decent. Especially the increase is nice, because if you're just protected from everything, then having bigger numbers is better. But I thought that having the Cloud of Witnesses, Sword of the Spirit, would kind of fill in some gaps a little bit more, where the characters that will probably be blocking Children of Light the most, or kind of the best, I guess, would be ones like Red Dragon or multicolor or multi-brigade ones that are either protected. I guess like most of the protection evil characters are not multi-brigade except for King of Tyrus, which is not protected from New Testament heroes, so that wouldn't make it as much of a difference there. But there are plenty of other multi-brigade and orange evil cards that would be good targets for Sword of the Spirit, and so I figured that would just be more flexible, give me kind of another battle winning option rather than having the kind of the random play ability, because I really don't have a whole lot to play. Overcome would be nice. Word of Their Testimony is, of course, nice to play. So it's not that I don't have options of things to play, but I just figured that basically I would have Sword of the Spirit to play instead of having to play something else, and then Sword of the Spirit can stay equipped to Children of Light because it is a weapon. So I can get multiple uses out of it. I also have the increase on Joy, which is important. That was the only other place enhancement that I decided to include outside of the armor, because making Children of Light's special ability cannot be negated is pretty important to protect the enhancements from opponents. So cards like Chronicles of the Kings are going to be pretty devastating if they're able to negate Children of Light's ability and then play that to get rid of all your armor enhancements. I didn't run 7 Lamps of Fire because I'm just I just didn't think it was that great. I don't really want to just top deck them all. If I'm not going to, for one, I'm not going to be able to top deck all of them because it can only trigger 4 times in a turn. And for two, it's just, it's going to slow you down. You just have to draw them all again and then replay them. And Seven Lamps of Fire, just as an artifact slot, isn't that great. I would rather just kind of protect the enhancements from the onset by using Joy to make Children of Light cannot be negated, or by using the cross that they can't play Dominance, and using negates and hand looks and that kind of stuff. With like Matthew, and I think that was the only one that I ended up including. I guess do you have the star ability on anything? No? Okay. I thought there was one other hand look thing. Maybe not. But anyways, just kind of knowing, when, or kind of identifying the worst possible situation where you lose all of your Armor of God stuff, because that's kind of the main way of rescuing. That's our win condition basically. And then trying to stop those from happening, and not being kind of on the more reactive, like, okay, if it does happen, how am I going to recover? It's good to have a little bit of that, but we're just kind of going a little bit more on the preventative side, which I think is just stronger. And if we're trying to do both sides, then we just have to have too many cards in the deck, which is not great. So I think one of the problems that the Armor of God deck runs into is not being fast enough, because even though the version that I have I think we all have in Lackey, I don't think there is a errated version of Children of Light in here, which there probably should be, but it doesn't say if you place a good enhancement on this hero, you may draw one. That part of the ability is just gone. Maybe it could be brought back because of the limit of 4 activations per turn, but that's not where it's at, and I wouldn't get your hopes up necessarily about that, because the errated versions are already in circulation and able to be used, and you wouldn't want to go back on that and now have to errata the errated versions, or unerrata. It would just be kind of complicated. Maybe they'll figure out a way to do it in the future, or they'll just reprint it in a new set or something like that. But anyways, so we decided to kind of compensate for the speed problems by one, having Matthew, who is a great speed engine. Two, having Angel from the Sun and Justin Martyr as kind of a secondary Martyr option. You draw 2 from Angel from the Sun. If you go to Justin Martyr, you get Blood of the Lamb out of your deck, and then if you play Blood of the Lamb, you get to draw 3, so that's like a +6 just from having Angel from the Sun. Seems pretty good. So that's kind of the speed elements. Potter in the Clay is, I guess I should probably mention Life in the Sun and Ephesian Widow. Those are also speed. It's limited to 4 times per turn, but still pretty good. So just a draw 4 every turn is something that we can definitely make use of. We got St. Patrick and Matthew in here as the Meek Clay cards to fulfill that requirement of just drawing 1 4 times, or drawing 2 4 times if we have both of them out, which isn't too hard to do if you're drawing multiple cards. We also have Spirit as a Dove, which we can play on one of them to search for the other or another piece of the Armor of God set up here. We've got other ways to search for them with Fifth Seal, and got Hope in here to get out Joy. So lots of ways to get to the different armor pieces. There aren't as many as I would hope, but it's definitely better than nothing, I guess. And we put one in reserve too to grab with Jerusalem, or Fifth Seal can grab that from there as well. So yeah, definitely just some compensation, I guess, for losing that ratted ability. And it seems like it is reasonably fast because of that. You can see the number of heroes in here is pretty limited because we have a lot of enhancements and we're really not going to be using that many of the heroes. Like, pretty much they're all just in here either for speed, for protection, or for being children of light and actually going into battle and winning things. We also have the Centurion at Capernaum in there, which I thought would be a decent backup plan for, um, like, let's say we lose Children of Light early on. My backup plan options, I think, are going to be St. Patrick because of like any meek bonuses that he has. I guess there's not a whole lot there, but also Centurion at Capernaum. His numbers are pretty big. He's red, so all of the enhancements can be put on him. He's warrior class, so he can hold Sword of the Spirit, and he negates evil characters, which is pretty strong. I mean, I guess Breastplate of Righteousness is going to be doing most of that anyway, but whatever. He also can reserve an evil enhancement from a deck, so if you see like, oh, they have this one regardless of protect enhancement, or they have this cannot be prevented enhancement when we don't have, and some other form of regardless of protectability or something, then he can do that pretty well to kind of pick apart your opponent's defense a little bit. And then of course we're playing gray on the defense, as you can see here, so he has uh, some use there. He can also take a Gospel Fortress from deck or well, from reserve or deck if a unique Roman is in play. So we have a few unique Romans. I mean, all four of these can be unique Romans. And so you can search for Herod's Temple, which I think is a great addition to the Children of Light deck because you can just toss enhancements, which it does make them regardless of protectabilities, but it also, if they do have something that's regardless of protectabilities, like regardless of protection doesn't always or doesn't usually come with other modifiers such as like cannot be prevented or cannot be negated. So if we're preventing stuff with Shield of Faith, then usually we're going to be in good shape for tossing. We also have his sacrifice in here, which tosses pretty well. Jehu's sword tosses pretty decently. Sword of the Spirit does as well. So we have some tossing options if it does come down to that, and we need to toss our way out of things. Hope, I guess, also, but you can't toss that off of Children of Light. That would have to be off of like St. Patrick if you've got him loaded up. So other things, I guess the defense, fairly straightforward. It's just a kind of a smaller version of the gray demons defense that has been going around a little bit, I guess, like where I think Tyler, he's kind of the one where I pulled this extracted version from. Also put in Famine in the Land to give another bounce option, like if I am for some reason wanting to load up all my armor onto Centurion, or maybe if I did early on because I didn't have Children of Light, but then I draw Children of Light and I want to bounce it all back so I can replay it onto Children of Light. It's kind of depends on like how much you want to risk, I guess. Like if you have the cross active, then maybe you're okay to load them onto Centurion, but if not, you might not want to risk it. But I just thought that would be a decent other option to have. And one of the things that the Children of Light or just Armor of God in general deck kind of lost out on with rotation was Ram's Horn. That's an artifact that said enhancements used by your priests and good warriors cannot be interrupted. And if you want a rescue attempt, you would discard this card to discard a single color site, whatever. That part didn't really matter. What mattered is just making all of your armor cannot be interrupted so that you can play it, and then your opponent isn't able to negate it with something that like some kind of cannot be prevented negate ability. And that would be what would kind of shut down the armors if they have something that's like negate good enhancements cannot be prevented. That would not be great. And so having them having the ability to make them cannot be interrupted, really is what just like, okay, now you're just gonna walk in, they're gonna be like, okay, yep, got nothing, hand you the soul. Um, so it limits their options a lot more, which is what you want in a kind of Voltron deck like this. Um, but the only real way to do that, at least that I could find in rotation, is to play them all in battle when you use Spirit as a Dove. It's not great, but like, you could, if you know you're going to have initiative in the way that they block, you could do Famine in the Land, bounce all your stuff, attack with Children of Light, or maybe St. Patrick if you, don't necessarily need to put all the things on the hero in battle, or if you just want to put it on St. Patrick. Then you can play Spirit as a Dove, get a good New Testament card from reserve or deck if you do it on St. Patrick or Matthew or whoever, and then you just play them, and you can place them on Children of Light in your territory or in battle, or you can just place them there. And because you're playing them when they cannot be negated, then they will not be able to be negated for the remainder of their being in play. So while they're still placed, they cannot be negated even in different phases and all that. So that was something that I was like, it's not really a combo, but it's just an option, I guess, if that's needed. If you ever find yourself in a situation where that'll work, I don't know. Maybe that would be better to just be something else, but that's what I ended up with, and it seems to do okay. I think there could be a little bit more defense in here. It should probably be a little bit more sturdy, and that's probably the first thing that I would change. But here we are. I decided I wanted to give like a little bit more doing something to the offense as well. Like normally when people are attacking, they're like, okay, I'm going with this hero, using this ability, going banning to that hero, exchanging to that hero, doing all these different abilities and getting a lot of value on their attacks. And there are some value stuff in the armor kind of built in, like you get Belt of Truth to get a little bit of card advantage or card selection, and getting one card. Shoes of Peace to do soul gen, but other than that, you're just kind of pushing in, choosing some brigades and that kind of stuff, and hopefully getting a lot of soul and then coming back, and that can be pretty slow, and doesn't really do a whole lot. And so I decided, like, having just King Jehu and Jehu's sword in here to kind of give the offense a little bit more to do, and maybe a little bit more flexibility to deal with their defensive options that they might be kind of like building up. They're like, okay, well, I can't block this turn, but now I've gathered up enough resources to finally face them. And if you use King Jehu with Jehu's sword to exchange to Children of Light, then that can kind of help limit their options and limit the availability of what they have, or kind of like if they need multiple things to actually block. So anyways, I'm kind of rambling. Let's go ahead and get into the game. I guess one last thing, I added Potter in the Clay to kind of make up for the loss of the increase on sort of the spirit. I don't know, it seems like an okay thing to do. Worst case scenario, it's just a battle winner of decreasing the evil character in battle, but you can play it in territory to just increase Children of Light to be super big, so that you don't really have to worry too much about getting bigger numbers than them. And of course, Great White Throne is also not only in here to help us find Children of Light, or whatever other hero we need, like Effusion Widow to do some drawing, or Peter to do some healing, but also to manage the number of evil characters in battle, so that if they do have some kind of CBN or CBP banding, that you're not just stuck in a stalemate and can't actually rescue a lost soul. So anyways, that's where we're going to go ahead and get into the game, which is going to be played against Adam S., or Oldmanmcgregor as he is known on Discord. And he was playing a Revelation Angels and Demons deck. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it started out as the contender deck from Your Turn Games, that he kind of tweaked and made into a more competitive, more, or having the higher level dominance and ultra rares, that kind of stuff, Michael and Red Dragon, all that jazz. That fits really well into an Angels and Demons deck, and so definitely a cool deck, and it was a great game. So hope you guys enjoy. All right. I drew a Lawless and a Prosperity.
I also drew my Lawless.
Alright. This we shall roll. I rolled a 3.
I rolled 2.
Alright. I will. Yeah, I'll go first. I have no star abilities that I want to use.
Well, I don't have any stars either.
Alright, I will use my Lost Souls. I'll go ahead and do Lawless first, I think. So I will do it on myself and reveal the top 6. Oops, should be to all. And Forsaken goes into play. Can take an evil card, which will be Jerusalem. And the rest will go on the bottom. And Prosperity. I will discard. And I kind of wish I had used Prosperity first, now that I saw what the top cards were. I will. Yeah, I think I'll just discard Potter in the Clay and draw 2. Alright, and that's my souls.
I'll use my Lawless on you.
Alright. And reveal to all top 6. And there's another Lost Soul. And another evil card. I'll take that. And send those to the bottom. Alright, I will start my turn then. Let's see, I will split down Golgotha, take a gospel character, accept a hero from deck or reserve. I'm going to go to my deck, I guess, because I can't go to reserve. I don't know that I actually have any targets in here, though. I don't think I do. So I will fail that search. Then I will put down the Terrifying Beast and play Wages of Sin. Take an evil card with a discard ability from deck. We'll go ahead and do... I'll do Emperor Domitian. So I'll go to my hand. I will activate the cross. And I'll put down... I'll put down Jerusalem as a site. And yeah, I guess I'll go ahead and... Oh, yeah, probably not really any point in putting Lost Souls in there right now, so... with that, I will have to pass the turn.
Okay. I'm gonna put my Below infect.
What did you draw?
Oh, my bad.
Okay.
Did not do that. There we go. Nice. Nice. Alright. Put my 4 living creatures and Michael down.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to play Son of God to rescue your
Can't play it right
trust.
now because I have the cross active, restricting dominance.
Oh, I misread that. I thought that said restricted dominance with negate.
Ah,
Nope, I misread that.
all good.
Shucks. Alright, then I will activate Sea of Glass,
Mm-hmm.
and I will use that to draw 1 more card.
Let's see. I don't think you get to draw until your next turn.
Oh, is
So
that?
it's
Okay.
it's each draw phase.
Oh. So, would that be the same for 4 living creatures? Or.
Yes. So that'll be on each upkeep.
Okay.
So yeah, you'll
So
draw
next,
your 3, draw
both of them.
the extra from Sea of Glass, and then in your upkeep you can draw an extra for 4 living creatures. Although right now it is negated by my Distressed Lost Soul.
Okay. Yep. Alright, that'll be my turn.
Alright. We'll draw 3. Hmm. Well, that was not the best draw in this situation. Hmm. Um, I think I will. Yeah, I think we kind of just gotta go for it at this point. Oh, I guess I should do my upkeep trigger. So, Jerusalem, reserve a random card for my deck. So, just shuffle and move the top card over to my reserve. I can take a New Testament card from reserve. I will take Overcome from my reserve. And I will make a rescue attempt with Justice Seekers. So if you use an evil discard ability, I can discard this hero to discard evil card in territory, so probably won't do that too readily in battle, but
And you're negating my other characters, right?
only characters in territories and characters with banned abilities.
Okay.
Well, it's not, or it's only negating the banned abilities. So if the character does other
Yep.
things, then it can do that. Yeah.
Alright, I'm going to block with the False Prophet.
Mm-hmm.
Check for a New Testament site. There it is. Alright, I get Patmos out. Use that in my hand. Alright, that's the end of my ability.
Alright, so I made 5/5, so it's my initiative. I will. Um, Yeah, I'll play Overcome to discard the False Prophet, and that will give you special initiative before I reveal.
Okay. Alright. I can't do anything.
Alright, and I will
So,
reveal the second coming from my hand to return Overcome to my hand.
well, you win that soul then.
Alright.
Drop that in your land of redemption.
I'll go back to my hand. I'll go to my territory. I'm at 10 cards in hand. I'll put down Emperor Domitian. And... I will place Breastplate of Righteousness on Justice Seekers. And I will pass the turn.
Okay. Alright, I drew Punisher.
Don't like that one too much.
You don't like that one too much? Is that what you said?
Not in this deck, anyway. I've already got
Hmm.
3 brigades on 1 enhancement here, so...
Yeah. Alright, and I'm going to use my Sea of Glass to draw one more.
Yep.
I'm going to make a rescue attempt with Michael,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to search for a Revelation Angel.
Angel
I'm going
from
to
the
get out
Sun.
Angel of the Sun.
Alright. So he's protected from demons. Alright. Should I block here? You got 12 cards in hand.
Yes, I do.
I think it makes more sense for me to give you one here.
Well, thank you.
You're very welcome. Sort of.
Alright. Angel of the Sun into territory. At most, if you play this site, search deck or discard for a Disciple or Revelation Angel. I'll use that to get Servant Angel out, and I'll play Servant Angel.
Alright.
Demons. Almost there.
Yes, but the hardest part about redemption is getting down to 8 at the end of your turn.
Yep.
Tables of the Law is just too underrated of a card. Gives you 10
What was
cards.
that?
Tables of the Law is it's a very underrated card. Lets you hold 10 cards instead of 8.
Really screwing me up with us right now.
Lots of dominance you're holding on to. Yeah, it's kind of interesting the impact that it has on the game like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's like then as soon as it comes down, then it's just like a flurry of dominance that come out.
What are things that can get rid of the cross?
um, there are a few like characters and enhancements that can discard artifacts, like Plunder and Pillage is one. Feast of Trumpets. Those are like territory class ones that can do it. Um,
Mhm.
there are also like treasures of war and paying taxes, which are ones that place in your territory, and then you can discard them to discard an artifact, but they both have negated in the special abilities, so they would get tossed by the cross. So they have to be down before the cross is active.
Yeah. I. Alright, well, I'm playing this to my artifact pile. I don't remember how to flip the cards. Where's that?
Yeah, so if you just right click and then turn over.
Oh, maybe because I don't think of looking for the word specifically flip. That's why.
Oh, sure.
Alright, that'll be it.
Alrighty. Well, that was it's a nice draw relative to the previous ones. I will activate Jerusalem, so I will shuffle my deck, move the top card to my reserve, and take a New Testament card from reserve. Um, I'm going to take Shoes of Peace. And we'll put down Storehouse. I'm kind of tempted to turn down the cross now, but not so sure if that's a good idea. Because I have dominance I want to play too. We'll keep it up for one more round. I will make a rescue attempt with I'll make a rescue attempt with Justice Seekers and use Breastplate of Righteousness, protected from brown and gray, conveniently for against your frog demons, I guess. And I will choose, so yeah, select X evil brigades, so choose one. I'll choose orange and negate evil characters of that brigade.
I've put my loss on my site.
Yeah, I thought about that. That's why I grabbed Shoes of Peace, but just in case you're gonna do that if
Yeah.
you draw another one next turn. But I didn't want to play Shoes of Peace now because that would give me another brigade.
Yeah.
I guess my Justice Seekers isn't doing a whole lot right now, anyways. But
Are you negating their enhancements as well?
no, just the characters.
Okay. Alright, then I will block with the frog demons.
Mm-hmm.
I have initiative, so I will play.
The protection from brown and gray does protect Justice Seekers from even orange enhancements played on frog demons. By the
Oh,
way,
it does? Okay.
yes, because if it's protecting from a brigade, then it's
Hmm.
protecting from characters of that brigade and enhancements played on them, regardless of the brigade the enhancements are.
Gotcha. I can do
So
nothing then, so.
if you want to block with someone else or not block, that's fine.
Oh, you can have it.
Cool. Kind of like it when the Armor of God kind of works out that way, where you just happen to have the right one for the characters that you're up against. All right. Well, now I guess I'll put Shoes of Peace on. I'll put down Justin Martyr. Should I spread them out? Probably not. I'll just put Shoes of Peace on Justice Seekers as well. And sure, why not? While we're at it, I'll put Joy on Justice Seekers. Just really load them up. And I'll pass the turn.
Okay. All right. Use the Sea of Glass. Yeah, to just draw one more.
And 4 cards and no lost souls, huh?
Yeah.
Good thing I got those shoes.
Yeah. They must all be hiding at the very bottom because not much left in there.
Oh, I think I think you forgot to shuffle your deck after
Oh, did I?
you grabbed Servant Angel last turn.
All right, I can throw these back in, and I will shuffle my deck.
Yeah, it probably doesn't make, doesn't make that much of a difference, but since your deck was previously shuffled before Servant Angel. But...
All right, so now I'm going to negate your band abilities and also play Galleons. If put in play, exchange an Evil New Testament.
And then after you shuffle, if you do the reveal to all, or like none, and that way it will hide the deck as well.
Okay.
The guy who's watching us is the guy who won nationals in 2017 with a the Army of God Children of Light deck. That was before Children of Light got the errata so that it doesn't draw anymore. If you have seen that card, I guess, or are familiar with it. It's basically just whenever you place an enhancement on it, it would let you draw a card. And so he just had like a big stack of like the Armor of God enhancements and the Fruit of the Spirit that all get placed on there, and then you get to draw a whole bunch. So, all right. Well, now have some lost souls for me.
Yeah. Right. I'm not going to exchange anything right now with that. So.
Okay.
All right. Gotta get some of this stuff out of my hand.
Old Polycarp.
All right. I'm gonna play Angelic Guidance. I can look at your hand and search deck for silver card.
All right. My hand is protected by Storehouse at the moment.
Just search my deck then. Grab Michael's sword, and I'm going to play that on Michael.
Nice. First strike.
First strike, is that what you said?
Mm-hmm. Probably not the most relevant part of the ability, but let's see. I believe if he enters battle, though, that would get tossed by the cross.
Oh, okay.
So if you want to wait to equip it until the cross is not active, that would be fine with me. But
okay, yep, I will wait to equip that then, and I will make a rescue attempt. Michael, I'll throw this in my discard, and I'm going to band Michael with Servant Angel. And use Servant Angel to search out a Heavenly Temple artifact. Yep, Heavenly Temple.
Alright.
Alright, stick that in my hand for now.
Alright. I guess I should probably try to block now. I will block with the Terrifying Beast, discard a character except a Roman. So I will target Servant Angel. You can underdeck a card of Matching Brigade from hand or territory instead.
Okay. I will underdeck Angels of Wrath instead.
Alright. And I'll ban to a Roman. I'll ban to Emperor Domitian. And I will reveal Kings of the Earth from my hand to banish Michael. And you can discard a card of Oldmanmcgregor from hand instead.
Okay. You said discard a card?
Yep.
All right, I will discard Fourth Seal.
Alright. And with that, I believe... pretty sure it would be your initiative, even though Michael is protected from demons.
Okay. So does only the Emperor's powers affect Michael then? His ability.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly how it works when one character in a band is protected from one character in another band. I know if the battle ended right now, Servant Angel would be discarded because he's not protected. So I believe that means that it'd be your initiative because even
One of my guys would go.
Yeah.
I'm going to play Vengeance of Eternal Fire to banish your Emperor. And we banish all evil cards in discard piles, a single brigade site, evil fortress in play. I don't believe you have any single brigade sites, do you?
Nope. Fortunately, I played Jerusalem as a site, not a fortress. Oh, I do think you would have to target your shield, though, unfortunately. There are no other legal targets.
Yep. Right, well, that stinks, but that's going.
Alright, well, the good news is that I have nothing else to play, so that will win you the battle.
Small sacrifice.
And I will give you Lawless. Which I think, I think you put your Punisher into your Land of Redemption instead of mine. I was like, wait, how's he already at 3?
Oh, my bad.
All good.
And do I have to put characters into sites before I make a rescue, or does that not matter?
Yes, Lost Souls have to go in sites during your prep phase, so before you attack.
Okay.
This has been kind of a strangely defenseless game.
Alright, I play Heavenly Temple, and that'll be my turn.
Alright. Drama 3. Okay, let's reserve something with Jerusalem. Shuffle that, remove the top card, reserve. Take a New Testament card. Guess I will take his sacrifice. That seems pretty good. And Storehouse, I will grab an Old Testament enhancement, which will be yeah, I'll take blindness. Alright, guess I'll take the risk, and I'm gonna turn down the cross. And then I will... I'll put down Children of Light. And I will play Shield of Faith on Children of Light. And yeah, I'll just make a rescue attempt with Children of Light. So, protected from evil gold and orange. While heroes in battle prevent evil enhancements with toughness less than 3.
Okay. Protecting from orange is not good for my deck.
Yeah, that was a nice one to draw this turn.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I can't do anything. So, I just gotta choose which guy I give you. We'll put Galleons in your Land of Redemption.
Alright. Well, with that, I guess I will go ahead and play Son of God and Second Coming to rescue your last 2 there.
Dang.
Yeah. Got a little bit lucky having, well, I actually had both of them in an opening hand, which some would argue is unlucky because, they're not as good very early in the game like that, but I had them when I needed them.
Yeah, I obviously had my Son of God first hand, and then I couldn't get my Second Coming. I was gonna pull that with my Crouch choice. So.
Oh, sure. Nice. Yeah, I really didn't have any other way to block you next turn, so yeah, I was definitely fortunate that I had those. So yeah, all I had left was Kings of the Earth, which I guess I could have banded to some of your defense. Yeah, I guess I could have brought in both of your dudes.
Mm-hmm.
As long as I had a way to negate your Forsaken, I guess, because I would have had to at least have my Son of God to negate and rescue your Forsaken, otherwise my banding abilities wouldn't work. But yeah, that was a rough game for our defenses, I think. It's like I had my Terrifying Beast and my Domitian right away, and so I was feeling pretty good, but then you had Michael, and I was just like, well, it's going to be protected from Terrifying Beast, and any other battle winner will just win in the battle then, so I didn't really want to block until I had a negate or something to kind of back them up, but didn't quite get there. The blindness came a little too late, so.
Do you have any recommendations for me playing as a new player?
I think everything.
Things that I just absolutely screwed up on.
I mean, I think the only thing you really missed was one shield trigger off of my Jerusalem. It's pretty much as soon as I reserved a card from my deck, I was like, oh no, like he can now trigger a shield and hide that one lost soul.
Yeah.
So that would have hurt me a bit unless I got lucky with that Shoes of Peace. Off of your top 2, I guess. But yeah, because I had Shipwreck in my hand too, and I was like, all right, I'm probably gonna have to take out Shield at some point, but the cross was still active at that point, so I was kind of like
Yep.
that's why I was debating deactivating the cross that turn because I was like, I might need to get rid of shield with my shipwreck. Um,
Yep. And I killed it. I killed it off myself.
yeah, yeah, that's the downside of Vengeance of Eternal Fire. Like it's a cool card when you have enough targets for it, but
Hmm.
if you know if or it has to target everything that it can because it doesn't say may for any of the portions. So
Hmm.
that's why it's a little bit risky. But enough other people are running Shield where I don't think it's you know a bad card. I mean, it might be a card that either could slide over to reserve. If you have ways to get it out of there, or if you find another card that has a similar function but doesn't have the chance of hurting you, then that could work. Something like Fourth Bowl of Wrath, which I assume is already in there somewhere.
I think so.
But yeah, I mean, otherwise, I think you played pretty well. The I was a little curious what you had on your first turn when you didn't attack. Um, it might have been worth trying something there, just but I guess I did have the terrifying beast, and you knew about Domitian, so I could see. I mean, if you didn't have any way to get around that, then it makes sense. But
Yeah, I don't recall what I had for first turn if I had a hero or not.
hmm.
May have had Michael at that point, or if I'm not sure if I drew him second turn.
Yeah, let's see. I think you put down four living creatures and Michael. Um, but again, I'm not sure if they would have won the battle on their own or not because of Michael's protection from demons, or yeah, I'm not sure. But um, yeah. Anyways, that was a good game though. It was closer than the score indicates with you having both Son of God and Crowd's Choice in your hand. So
Yep.
yeah, and yeah, I think you probably would have had it next turn for sure. Um,
Yeah, I think it would have been pretty close next turn, at
yeah.
least.
Yep. Guess we both got to go work on our defenses now. Figure out
Yeah.
how to answer these particular offenses. Because yeah, Michael is gonna not my defense wasn't really ready for that. I don't think.
Mhm.
But all right. Well, thanks for the game and thanks
Absolutely.
for letting me record. Um, and yeah, we'll catch you next time.
Sounds good. Looking forward to seeing the video up.